So, a massive new AI executive order just dropped, and you've got to hear the name, the Genesis Mission. And look, this isn't just another boring policy paper. We're talking about a sweeping national plan to use artificial intelligence to completely reshape American energy, scientific research, and even our national security.
Yeah, and you can just forget about your typical AI chatbots. The source material boils this entire mission down to one single powerful idea. ChatGPT, but for science, and with nukes, supercomputers, and a security clearance. I mean, wow. That one phrase tells you everything you need to know about the scale and the seriousness of this thing.
So, just how big are we talking here? Well, this whole thing is being framed as a new Apollo program, a monumental, super urgent national push to harness AI for America's future. Yeah, we are absolutely talking moonshot level ambition.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because it's not just one idea, right? It's a fusion. So think about it. You take the sheer scientific urgency of the Manhattan Project, then you mix in the grand national ambition of the Apollo program, and then you throw in the DNA of a super fast, super innovative Silicon Valley AI startup. That's the potent mix of ideas that really forms the foundation of this Genesis mission. Okay, so we've got the grand vision, right? It's huge. But what are they actually building? In this next section, we're going to break down the engine for America's scientific future. Let's really get into the nuts and bolts of it.
At the very heart of it all is something called the American Science and Security Platform. This thing is the core infrastructure. And get this, the Department of Energy, they're in the driver's seat. Its whole job is to be the central hub that connects all the key pieces, decades of federal data, massive computing power, and the powerful AI models needed to make sense of it all. So how does this platform actually work? Well, it really comes down to 4 key steps. First up, they're going to aggregate decades of scientific data from the government, universities, and private industry. Next, they'll connect the country's most powerful supercomputers into one single integrated network. Third, it's going to be a home for these huge, specialized AI models built just for science. And then, here's the magic step. They'll unleash AI agents to design and run experiments and simulations at a speed no human ever could. So, okay, we've got this incredibly powerful new engine. But where are we going to point it? What's the target? Well, the Genesis mission is really focused on making its biggest impact in 3 main arenas. The whole mission is really zeroed in on 3 areas. First, you've got energy. The goal there is to accelerate breakthroughs in fusion and next-gen nuclear power, while also modernizing the electric grid to handle AI's crazy power demands. Then there's discovery science, and that's all about using AI to find new materials and process just massive data sets from fields like physics. And finally, national security, where the focus is on developing advanced materials and components using AI co-pilots and digital twins. You know, a mission this huge isn't just happening in a government lab somewhere. It creates these massive ripple effects and big opportunities across different sectors. So let's talk about who really benefits and how do you even get involved? The opportunities here really spread out. So for government contractors and the whole tech industry, you're looking at huge new contracts in cloud computing, chips, and cybersecurity. And then on the flip side, for universities and students, this is huge. It means a new wave of prioritized AI funding for teaching and research. The whole idea is to build this awesome talent pipeline, funneling bright minds from campuses directly into these cutting-edge national lab projects. Okay, but of course, a plan this ambitious, well, it's not going to be all smooth sailing, right? We've got to be realistic and look at the potential roadblocks that could get in the way. There are really 3 big hurdles to keep an eye on. First up, there's this big irony, right? You're using AI to solve energy problems, but AI itself just eats up a massive amount of power. Second, you've got regulatory clashes. A big, centralized federal plan could easily butt heads with rules at the state level. And third, there's the budget. With all this money pouring into Genesis, you gotta wonder, what about other science programs? Critics are worried they could get squeezed out. So when you step back and look at the whole thing, the grand vision, the powerful tools, and yeah, the pretty significant challenges, what you really have here is a giant national experiment. And honestly, the future of the Genesis mission is far from certain. But here's the bottom line. Politics aside, the Genesis mission is one of the most ambitious efforts we've ever seen to treat artificial intelligence as core national infrastructure. I mean, think about that. AI right up there with our highways and our power grid. And that, of course, leaves us with the million-dollar question, or maybe the billion-dollar question. Is this the start of a genuine scientific leap forward for America?
Or is it just going to end up being a really, really expensive political experiment? Only time will tell. But if you work anywhere near tech, science, or government, this is a story you are absolutely going to want to watch very, very closely.